many countries in the world that are easily confused with each other due to similar names and characteristics. Why is the happiest country in the world like that? This video will explain the similarities and differences between Nepal and Bhutan. Looking at the world map, the majestic Himalayan region, you will see two small countries located there, Nepal and Bhutan. These two countries are easily confused, perhaps because their names both contain tan and their geographical proximity. First, regarding geographical location. Nepal is located near the center of the Himalayas, with an area of about 150,000 square kilometers, 4 times larger than Bhutan. When mentioning Nepal, the first thing the world thinks of is definitely Mount Everest, the roof of the earth. Nepal possesses 8 of the world's 14 peaks above 8,000 meters, including Everest, the highest peak on the planet. It is Mount Everest that has turned Nepal into a holy land for mountaineers, adventurers, and tourists who love exploration. Every year, tens of thousands of tourists flock to Nepal just to see the Himalayas, climb mountains, and challenge themselves with Everest. For easier visualization, Nepal is about the size of Bangladesh, while Bhutan is only about the size of 2 large Vietnamese provinces combined. Kingdom of the Thunder Dragon. Bhutan is located in the eastern Himalayas, bordering Tibet and India. Common point: both are landlocked and sandwiched between the two powers India and China. This is both an advantage and a challenge, with more difficulties than advantages. The advantage is being at a cultural religious crossroads. The difficulty is always having to be cautious when next to two giants and having no sea access. Regarding population, Nepal, the larger country, has a population of over 30 million, about 40 times that of Bhutan. Kathmandu, the capital of Nepal, is a crowded, bustling city, with houses packed together and streets full of vehicles. Bhutan is completely different. Bhutan has a population of only about 770,000, equivalent to a small city. When visiting Bhutan, you will feel as if you have stepped into a peaceful rural area with overlapping mountains, sparse villages, and almost no traffic jams or potholes. The next interesting thing about these two countries is their national flags. These are two of the strangest national flags in the world. If there were a competition for unique national flags, Nepal and Bhutan would definitely vote at the top. Let's talk about Nepal. The Nepalese flag is the only flag in the world that is not rectangular. It consists of 2 overlapping triangles, red background, blue border. Blue symbolizes peace, red symbolizes courage, and is also the color of the national flower, the rhododendron. Previously, the symbols of the sun and crescent moon on the flag had human faces, but they were later removed to look more modern. On the flag are images of the moon and the sun. The 2 triangles look like mountains, symbolizing the Himalayas. They also symbolize the 2 main religions in Nepal, Hinduism and Buddhism. Nepalese people are very proud of this special flag, a flag unlike any other country in the world. But looking back at South Asian history, most flags in the region once had triangular shapes. And here is the flag of Bhutan. The Bhutanese flag has a dragon in the middle, dividing them back. Yellow symbolizes the royal family, orange symbolizes Buddhism. The dragon on the flag holds a jewel, representing wealth and prosperity. Why is there a dragon? The dragon is considered the sacred animal of Bhutan. Legend has it that when Bhutan was unified in the 17th century, while building a monastery, thunder roared like a dragon's roar. Since then, people have regarded the dragon as the sacred animal protecting the country. Kingdom of the Thunder Dragon. Next are the cultural similarities and differences between the two countries. With a larger area and population, Nepalese culture is a blend of Indian and Tibetan influences. You can see Hindu temples with strong Indian religious styles, as well as Buddhist monasteries in Tibetan architecture. Festivals here are countless. Nepalese people are also very. It is estimated there are over 120 languages, with Nepali being the most common. In contrast, Bhutan is relatively conservative. Bhutanese people often wear their national dress in daily life. The national dress for men is called go, and for women, hira. Houses are built in traditional architecture. Even the government regulates that houses cannot be built in overly modern styles. Regarding religion, in Nepal, about 80% of the population follows Hinduism. Nearly 10% follow Buddhism, and the rest are other religions. Interestingly, Nepal is the birthplace of Buddha Shakyamuni. Thus, this country is an important pilgrimage site for both Hindus and Buddhists. In fact, Nepal was once the only country to declare Hinduism as the state religion. This meant the state officially sponsored Hinduism and royal, political ceremonies, as well as social life, were closely tied to this religion. The former king of Nepal was considered an incarnation of Lord Vishnu, one of the three supreme deities of Hinduism. But since 2006, after large-scale protests, the autocratic monarchy in Nepal collapsed. Nepal declared itself a secular state with no state religion. By 2008, Nepal officially became a federal democratic republic, ending over 200 years of monarchy. One interesting point to reiterate: Nepal is where Buddha Shakyamuni was born in Lumbini. Therefore, Nepal is one of the most important pilgrimage sites for Buddhists worldwide. This location is near the Indian border. In ancient times, when it was an ancient kingdom, borders were not as there today. So later, when territories were divided, Lumbini became part of Nepal. Many other sites, such as where Buddha attained parinirvana, where he attained enlightenment, and where he gave his first sermon, are located in India. Thus, when discussing Buddha's journey, most of the key events in his life are associated with India, but he was born in Nepal. Hence, many people assume he was born in India, but that is not the case. Moreover, India also considers itself the cradle of Buddhism, so many people are even more prone to misunderstand. Regarding Bhutan, about 70% of the population follows Vajrayana Buddhism. This is a branch of Buddhism deeply influenced by Tibetan Tantric traditions, emphasizing rituals, mantras, symbols, and protective deities. In Bhutan, religion and life are almost inseparable. People frequently visit monasteries, chant sutras, spend prayer meals, and hang prayer flags across hills and mountains. The Bhutanese government also encourages wearing national dress and participating in, considering it a way to preserve national identity. Politically, Nepal was formerly a kingdom, but since 2008, it has become a federal democratic republic. Nepal has a president, prime minister, and parliament. However, Nepalese politics is quite chaotic, with frequent protests, crises, and continued. This, I'm sure, you have already been updated. Bhutan, on the other hand, remains a constitutional monarch. The king of Bhutan is highly beloved by the current king of Bhutan is His Majesty Jigme Khesar Namgyal Wangchuk, born in 1980, who ascended the throne in 2006 at the age of 26. People often call him the Dragon King, and he is the fifth king of Bhutan. The king remains the head of state, but power is shared with parliament, the prime minister, and the constitution. Nevertheless, the king of Bhutan he presides over important decisions regarding foreign affairs, defense, and major policies. He also has the authority to appoint the prime minister and some high-ranking officials. He is also a symbol of national unity, especially in a country with many ethnicities and religions. His reign is famous for the philosophy of gross national happiness, considering happiness, spirituality, and the environment more important than the king frequently emphasizes protecting nature, preserving, and not pursuing rapid industrialization. He has also visited Vietnam. Specifically, the king of Bhutan visited Ha Long Bay. Economically, Nepal is larger and has a bigger economy. Area and population are proportional to the size of the economy. Their GDP is about 44 billion US dollars, but per capita income is only about 1,500 US dollars. The economy mainly relies on remittances, in addition to tourism. Bhutan has a smaller GDP, only about $3 billion, with a per capita income of. Bhutan relies on hydropower, exporting electricity to India, along with agriculture and tourism. But tourism here is very special. They only allow tourists in with very high fees, to limit numbers and protect the environment. Thus, Nepal and Bhutan, two countries often confused, have the following similarities. They are similar in that both are landlocked and located in the Himalayas. They are both heavily influenced by China and India, mainly relying on agriculture and tourism. and are both famously associated with Buddhism and majestic mountain landscapes. S population is about 40 times larger than Bhutan. Nepal is more Hindu, while Bhutan is more Buddhist. Nepal is a democratic republic, while Bhutan is a constitutional monarchy, meaning it has a S flag is triangular. Bhutan. I must also admit to you that while watching this video, there were many times I stumbled over my words without realizing it because Nepal or Bhutan kept seeming so similar that I often got confused unconsciously. Thank you for following this story. If you found it interesting, please click subscribe, turn on notifications, and share. And now, it's time to say goodbye. Traveling through lands. Discovering new things. Don't hesitate, leave your feedback, and see you next time.